In a shocking move, it looks like Derek Carr has been dealing with a shoulder injury, and it could possibly threaten his availability for the upcoming Saints NFL season. Why this pertains to the New England Patriots? Well, it all has to do with the NFL draft. Right now, the Patriots have pick number 4, which obviously there's only about a couple of good quarterbacks you could possibly take in round 1 with Cam Ward and then Shedeur Sanders. Well, the New Orleans Saints, they pick at number 9. So maybe if they're looking for another quarterback, the Patriots could possibly switch pick number 4 with pick number 9 for the New Orleans Saints and possibly make a trade. We're going to break that down here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. But first things first, we are so close to reaching a historic number of 25,000 subscribers right here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. If you guys haven't already, go on ahead, hit that sub button for me. We are 87 subscribers away from reaching that milestone, and help us get there. As you guys can see, the Patriots do select number 4 as of right now, and the New Orleans Saints are all the way down there at number 9. With really only 2 quarterbacks that could go in round 1, we know the Tennessee Titans are pretty much going to select Cam Ward. So that leaves several teams that could draft Shedeur Sanders and bulk up their depth chart at the quarterback position. And now with the New Orleans Saints having a big fat question mark around quarterback 1 Derek Carr, I don't know how confident they are and Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener to lead them to 17 games. Maybe they would like to develop a guy like Shedeur Sanders and possibly give the Saints a somewhat of a chance of having a successful season, because I just don't think Spencer Rattler is going to be it. Now, in my defense, I don't watch too many New Orleans Saints games, but from what I've seen, it's not looking like Spencer Rattler is going to be able to lead the Saints to a 7-win season, 9-win season, and possibly get them back to the playoffs. So having Derek Carr's questionability for the season is huge, because the Saints really might be very heavy on trying to draft a quarterback now. And Mike Vrabel said a little bit earlier, consider a trade. If somebody has an offer for us, I think we'd be willing to listen. This draft is a little bit confusing. There's not too many players out there that could be franchise stars and change the narrative for the New England Patriots. With pick number 4, you can absolutely draft Will Campbell, Mason Graham. But you also have a really big opportunity to trade down and bulk up more draft picks and still get a really good guy like an Armand Membo, a Tyler Warren, a Matthew Golden, or Teteroa McMillan. So number 4 is absolutely not set in stone. But a big question here is, would the Saints even make this trade? There really hasn't been any type of information out there. The Saints are really into Shedeur Sanders, not the way the Tennessee Titans are with Cam Ward. So maybe the Saints don't even really want to make a trade with the New England Patriots. So I kind of made a pros and cons list here. Would the Saints do it, and why would the Saints not do it? Well, you can't guarantee that Shedeur Sanders is going to be available at number 9, which is why they may trade up to number 4, because there are teams like the New York Jets and the Las Vegas Raiders that could draft Shedeur ahead of number 9. And also, Spencer Rattler went 0-7 last year with the New Orleans Saints. Clearly, he is not a quarterback that can get the job done, at least not last year. And then, they do it just out of pure desperation. The New Orleans Saints need a win. They need a complete makeover, and Shedeur Sanders would absolutely do that. But why the Saints wouldn't possibly trade with the Patriots for pick number 4 is that they could tank this season and try and get Arch Manning in 2026. Obviously, that is a long way away, but it could happen. And they're unclear about how the Saints really feel about Shedeur Sanders. They may not be interested in him at all, because there have been a lot of questions around his availability and his adaptation from college football to the NFL. And then there are also still quarterbacks available in free agency that maybe the Saints would rather go that route, a.k.a. Aaron Rodgers is still available. Not sure if they're really interested in Rodgers, but there are still good quarterbacks that maybe they could add to their depth chart instead. And there is no doubt that Shedeur Sanders is a great quarterback, but there are questions about whether or not he's going to be able to adapt to the NFL. And overall, for a team like the Saints, start. He may be a quarterback that needs a year or two and develops and really tries to get his footing in the league. And you just saw his stats right there. Nobody's questioning what he did at Colorado. He was a phenomenal quarterback, and there's a reason why he's predicted to go top 10. But if I'm a Patriot, I'm taking Drake Maye to start year one over a guy like Shedeur Sanders. There was a lot more comfortability with Drake Maye transitioning from college to the NFL. With Shedeur, I just don't know if the Saints are comfortable with doing that and would rather maybe just let Spencer Rattler take the reins. So it's going to have a lot of dominoes to fall here if the Saints do want to trade with the Patriots at pick number 4. But I am not opposed to trading down. I think it would take a lot for the Saints to give up to be able to move up like that and draft a quarterback if that's the plan they would like to do. So now I'll ask you guys, should the Patriots trade with the Saints at pick number 9? Are you okay with picking at number 9? They'll probably give you their second round pick as well, and then maybe a pick later in 2026. That is probably what it's going to take for these two teams to switch. Type T for trade, type K for keep. Let me know in the comment section down below. There is also another possibility the Patriots are eyeing a top wide receiver in round 1 rather than going with a guy like Will Campbell, and that could be Matthew Golden. And we're going to talk about him in just one moment, but first I do want to talk to you guys about the official ticketing partnership of the Patriots Today by Chat Sports channel, GameTime. If you guys are looking to get tickets to any sporting event, concert, comedy show, or maybe even the theater, then GameTime is the app for you. I know the Patriots season doesn't kick off for a couple more months, but you know what is happening right now in your backyard is the Boston Celtics. They are trying to go back-to-back right now, so you guys can go get your tickets and go watch the Boston Celtics play in the playoffs. Look, they're trying to do something that no team has done since 2017 and win back-to-back championships. This is history in the making. But if you're not a big fan of the Boston Celtics, the Bruins are also playing. The Boston Red Sox have officially kicked off their season. So there are several sporting events that you guys can use through GameTime to make your memories last. The reason why I love using GameTime is because I know I'm going to get the lowest price guaranteed. I also know that I'm going to get a 180 panoramic view in the app to see my view from the seats before I buy. That way I'm making sure that I like where I'm sitting and I'm not sitting behind a pole. Not to mention the last minute deals. You can save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. So if you guys want to go on ahead and get your tickets now, use GameTime. Just download the GameTime app. Use promo code CHATSPORTS. That's going to get you guys $20 off your first time buying tickets while terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Go on ahead, get your tickets right now by using the GameTime app. You can download the GameTime app today. Lowest last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. What time is it? It is game time. Should the Patriots draft a wide receiver in round number 1? I have been very adamant that they don't do this because we do need to fill that left tackle position like no tomorrow. And that is a position that really can't be fixed with what's left in free agency. I just think whoever you pick up in free agency is going to be as good as Verdarian Lowe, which, newsflash, it's not that good. But there are a lot of good wide receivers in this draft. Obviously, I'm not talking about Travis Hunter. If he's available, you take him at number 4. But the Patriots have been linked to wide receiver Matthew Golden, who I feel like we haven't talked about enough, the wide receiver coming out of Texas. He's dominant. And I think he's been a little bit overshadowed because there is a wide receiver in the draft by the name of Travis Hunter that sometimes people are overlooking him. But the reason why they think the Patriots could draft Golden is because of the opportunity available. Keegan Steinfeld from Nesson did say the Patriots need to figure something out at left tackle. But there is a chance they like the value better at that position late in the first round or early in the second round. Could they trade back a few spots, pick up on an extra selection, and grab their future blindside protector as well as a top flight wideout? Yeah. And when you look at a guy like Matthew Golden, wow. Can you imagine the wide receiver depth chart room with Stefon Diggs? He's your wide receiver 1. Matthew Golden as your wide receiver 2, Demario Douglas, Austin Hooper, Hunter Henry, the list goes on and on. You're giving Drake Maye the rookie that he never had. 987 yards, 9 touchdowns, 4 drops out of 58 receptions. He has a very, very high ceiling. What I really do like about a guy like Golden is that there have been several rumors out there the Patriots should trade for a guy like Chris Olave. I'll do you one better. They trade down. They draft a couple spots lower than pick number 4. You draft Matthew Golden probably a little bit higher than he should be drafted. And you get your Chris Olave, minus the concussions, which is a huge question mark over the availability of Olave moving forward. And if the Patriots, like I said in the first half of this show, do end up trading down with the New Orleans Saints, right now Matthew Golden is projected to go 1 through 15. Probably leaning more so towards the 15 side. So if the Patriots draft him around pick number 9, yeah, you're drafting him a little high, but it's nothing crazy. And when you have a guy like Stefon Diggs, who has a great catch radius, has very sticky hands, being able to pair him with a guy like Matthew Golden, who only ran in one event at the NFL Combine, and it was the only event he needed. He ran the 40-yard dash, 4.29. That is the skill that Drake Maye has been lacking in his wide receiver room. He needs the speed. Drake Maye has an incredibly strong arm. He needs his receivers to hit their mark for him to get it there. And we saw that towards the end of the season was Kayshon Boutte started to become Drake Maye's go route guy. I would much rather have a very fast Matthew Golden as my go route, as my 40 yards down the field, wide open backfield. He knows how to separate from defenders, which could be a very useful tactic for the Patriots with a guy like Drake Maye who loves to just let the ball fly. And like I said, Golden has been overshadowed by Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner, when it comes to looking at wide receivers in this year's draft. Mel Kiper has Matthew Golden at number 2. Overall at wide receivers, higher than Teteroa McMillan, one spot lower than Travis Hunter, who may be splitting his time with the defense as well in his first year in the NFL, or he may go to defense altogether. Golden has been, unfortunately, underrated because of Travis Hunter at pick number 4. In Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, he actually has the Arizona Cardinals taking him at 16. I think if the Patriots trade back with the New Orleans Saints, you could draft him at number 9. Or if you don't trade with the Saints, trade with a later team. You could still draft this guy in the first round, pick up a couple of extra draft picks from whichever team you trade with. Go get your offensive line with Josh Connerly in round 2 for the Oregon Ducks. That would be a really good situation for the Patriots to pick up a wide receiver and then go offensive tackle. And I've said this before. If you go wide receiver in round 1, you're going offensive tackle in round 2 and vice versa. But I think that it would be lying to say that Matthew Golden wouldn't be electric in New England. He absolutely would. There's a lot of great wide receivers coming out of this draft that I do think can help Drake Maye progress in year 2, and I think Matthew Golden absolutely fits that mold. Pairing him up with Stefon Diggs, that is what makes me so much more attracted to the idea of drafting Golden. If you just draft him alone, you don't have Diggs, then maybe we just stick with the left tackle. However, I am still on the wave of drafting an offensive lineman in round 1. Whether that's later in round 1, that's up for discussion. But I still like Will Campbell at number 4. I think he is the best pass blocker and the best offensive lineman in this draft, and I do think that you should still consider drafting him at number 4. All the trade speculation, that's kind of more so if Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter are gone. Will Campbell and Armand Membo are still available in the top 10. So overall, I'm glad I'm not Elliott Wolf and Mike Vrabel. Should the Patriots draft a wide receiver or left tackle in round 1? Let me know in the comment section down below by typing wide receiver or typing left tackle. And if you guys haven't already, go on ahead, hit that sub button for me on Patriots Today by Chat Sports if you guys have not already.